This tutorial is about grouping data in an Excel pivot table, regardless of whether the data is in numerical format or date format. Two demos are included in this tutorial, one with numbers and one with dates. First, let's take a look at grouping fractional numbers into integer groups. This worksheet is a database of funds, investment funds. There are 45 records in this database. In column A is the name of the fund and B is the fund type. Those are both categorical attributes. There's no numerical, there's no ranking in that. Then column C, D, and E are all numerical. Note that there is no date field in this. A pivot table has already been created, and so let's go to that. Here's our pivot table. This is the 5-year average return data cross-tabbed with the fund type, and these are just the counts for this particular return. We are going to want to group this so we don't have what looks like our individual raw data. To do that, we need to be sure that we have highlighted or we have selected a cell in that column. When we've done that, we go up above the ribbon, click on Pivot Table Analyze, and there is a section here for grouping. So click Group Field, and we now have the opportunity to group. Let's group by 5. The 2.37 and the 51.5 are the lowest value and the highest value. And there's our grouping. Now, we may want to group a little bit differently, so we can go to Ungroup, and then again, with any cell in this first column selected, we go to Group Field. Let's change this to go from 0 to 55, but let's have the groups be a size of 5. Click OK, and there is our grouped data in the pivot table. Now let's take a look at grouping dates. This worksheet is very similar to the worksheet or the database that we looked at for the demo earlier, with the exception that it includes a fund creation date for each of the funds. And because that is a date field, we can do a little bit different grouping in the pivot table. Let's take a look at the pivot table. So here are the dates. These are counts for the different fund types by creation date. And so we might want to group this perhaps by year, maybe by month. Let's try a couple of different groupings. Go up to Pivot Table Analyze, go to the grouping section, click on the group field. Let's do years first and without months. So we'll unclick that, click OK. There's our grouping by years and the counts for each of the fund types by year. We can ungroup, go back and try a different grouping. Let's try years and months, and we get that. Again, the same requirement exists. We must have a cell selected that's in column A for the group tools to be active. If we are not, they're grayed out and unavailable. I hope this tutorial was helpful.